My name is Faith Elliott, and I am a Data and Operations Associate here at Resecretia. In this video, I'll be showing you how to create a simple automated attendance tracker using Google Sheets. So let's get started. Okay, as you can see on my screen is a simple outline of how our attendance tracker is going to look like. You can build your outline based on your preference, but as for the purpose of this video, this is the outline we would be using to create this attendance tracker. So now let's get started. So the first thing we'll be doing is to resize our columns. So I want a situation whereby we can view every column without having to scroll left to right. So our column of concern for resizing will be column D to column AH. So press the shift key and press an AH. Then we'll right click and click on resize column. And for the purpose of this tutorial, we'll be using width of 27. Okay, press and enter. There you have it. Our columns have been resized. So next on the list would be for us to retrieve our month range. As you can see here, we have our year using the year 2025, and we have a month using the month of January, and we have some other data such as our employees and their employee ID, which is a fictitious data. So to retrieve the month range, we'll be using the formula called the date value. So the date value is just a formula that helps you to convert a date that's stored as text to a proper format that Google Sheets recognizes as a date. So let's work on that. So using our date value equals to date value. Now it's requesting for our date string. So this string is just the values that makes up our date. So in this case, we'll start with the first, which is your day. We'll be using the day, month, and the year. So our day will be using the first day of the month of January, which is 1, putting it in semicolon. Sorry, we're putting it in a double quotation mark on 1. Sorry, 1. And then an ampersand. So we're returning the value for the month of January, which is in cell C4. Yes, cell C4, then another ampersand, and return the value for the year, which is in cell B4. We'll close our brackets and press an enter. As you can see that our date has been retrieved, our month range, has been retrieved. So right here, we want to retrieve the end of the month of January. We'll be using a different formula called end of month. So equals to EO. Okay. So using our start date, the start date will be the one we generated with the date value. So start date, which is in G3, and press a comma and put in 0 because we put in a 0 because we want the formula to retrieve the end of the month of the last day of the month of January. If I wanted to retrieve the last day of the month in February, I'm going to use, instead of 0, I'm going to put a 1. If I want for March, I'm going to put a 2. But since we're returning the last day in the month of the start day, which is January, that is why I include a 0. So that and press enter. So you can see that's what I've been retrieved from me is the 31st of January, 2025. So right here, these cells have been formatted. Let's go into that. This cells has been formatted. That is why you're only seeing the first, you're only seeing the day and the month. So as you can see, what has been applied is the day and the month. Okay, so now I want to retrieve the day, that is the number for the weekday, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that till 31. So to retrieve that, we're using the if function. So right here, we're using the if function, but for the first day of the month, we won't be using an if function. What we need to do is just to retrieve the value in cell G3, and that gives us the first day of the month. The reason why it's a 0, 1 is because of these cells have been formatted. So let's unformat the cells. Let's unformat them. Okay, so let's retrieve um okay, let's use this. So as you can see in this cell, sorry, yeah. So as you can see, what has been returned in this cell is 1st of January 2025. So let's try let's retrieve the value for other cells and formats to see how we can format to get just the the weekday, the number for the weekday. So for the second day of the month is where we'll be applying our if function. So in our formula bar, if, so logical expression will be if cell D4, that is where you have 1st of January 01, D4 is less than the last day of the month, which is 31st of January. We want our formula to retrieve, if the value is true, we want our formula to retrieve the second day of the month, which will be D4 plus 1. And if not true, we want our formula to retrieve uh, end of month. Now, the reason for end of month is because there are some months that are not up to 31 days, like your if like February is 28, which can sometimes 28 days and can also be 29 days when it's a leap year, and you have other months like September, like which has just 30 days. The purpose of that is instead of leaving the cell empty when it gets to the last day of the month, we want our formula to reach to impute EOM, signifying end of the month, instead of leaving the cell blank. So now we're going to lock in our cell J3 because we don't want our sheet, we don't want our cell moving, we don't want the value moving, the cells moving to the right. So we just want to lock in that value right there. So press an alpha, then press an enter. Oh, sorry, it's supposed to be less than. Yes. So as you can see, we retrieved the value for the second day of the month. So we're going to extend this to other cells, and there you have it. So now we need to format this to retrieve just the day only. We don't want the month. So going to number, I'm going to click on custom number format. As you can see, what we have here is just month. We have the month, day, and the year. So we want to just retrieve the day. So let's do that. Okay, as you can see, we just have the day. So right now below the day, we're going to be retrieving the text as the weekday text, just like you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we're retrieving the first 3 letters of the weekday. So let me unformat. Okay. So all we need to do is we're going to convert the date we have here to a text. So we're going to use the text function, the number right here, a comma, and our format will be we're using dates, the day format. So it's going to be a D in double quotes. Okay, you can see what has been returned is the first day of the month. Let's just resize this column back to here. So we're going to highlight downwards, and there you have it. The weekdays. So now we need to insert our boxes because we want whereby whoever gets access to the attendance tracker can indicate if they were present or not using a checkbox. So we're going to highlight a cell of concern, which is D6 to AH15. Okay, so we're going to insert and click on checkbox. Now we need to format this checkbox. We want a situation whereby anyone who clicks to indicate they were present, the checkbox becomes green. So let's format that. But before that, it's worthy to note that when a box is unchecked, it's a false, as you can see here. And when a box becomes checked, it's a true. Oh, I think there's already a conditional formatting. Okay, we're going to remove that while I show you how to. So we're going to format and go to condition formatting. So I'm going to delete this. So now we want to add a rule afresh, a conditional format rule afresh. So we're going to click on add another rule. And right here, you can see that the box I highlighted is shown D6 to AH15. So now we want to impute our format rules. So what we're going to use here is format rules if it contains, if we're going to use if text contains. You know, I mentioned earlier on that an unchecked box is a false, while a checked box is a true. So we type in true right here to signify a checked, a ticked box. So right here, we're fine with the color, but if you want to change the color, you can pick whatever color right here. But I think this green is fine. Let's go with that. So when we're done, press done. And you can close your format tab. And you can see once I click on any of the boxes, it ticks and becomes green. So now we need to retrieve the total. We want to calculate the attendance total for each of the employees. So to calculate that, we'll be using our count if formula. So equals to count if, using our counting functions. Our range will be from D6 to A86. Press we press a comma, then our criteria would be if true, press and enter. And you can see Google Sheets always suggests an autofill, so you can just click. So right here, the value for the attendance has been retrieved for each of the employees. So if I click more, the employee came on a Thursday, Friday, as you can see, our total keeps increasing. So the same thing applies to other employees and applies throughout the worksheets. So right here, I've shown you how to create a very simple automated attendance tracker using Google Sheets. Thank you for watching.